You back again with another roadmap video slash reflection weekend type of video. Today we're doing a Sunday roadmap, and before we actually start off with the Sunday roadmap, we will look at how we did last week. So as you can see, we have 3 losses and 2 wins. Two of the wins are, one is 7R, one is 4.6R. And usually I do want to go over these trades, but for today's video, just to make it short, I am just going to talk about whether our objective was hit. So for our Sunday roadmap, we looked at the 3-month and the monthly, and I said on the monthly, we are currently at a 3-month fair value gap with the previous monthly wick raid. That's the raid. And the fact that the monthly is closing in 5 days, I expect price to move further up and get an actual TGIF set up on Friday. And actually, let's look at it. If we actually got a TGIF set up on Friday, it was more of a continuation, but regardless, still a good trade. And weekly and daily, so the weekly wick creating an uptrend, we can see that OB being respected, and daily showing signs of bullishness from daily fair value gap right there. And however, we may need to be wary of the daily volume imbalance. Although it has been mitigated previously, since it has been mitigated, the probability of it being a support slash price going to that level is slimmer. So it's been mitigated, but I think it did get mitigated once again throughout the week. Yeah, it did on Tuesday. And 4-hour and early week, still looks blurry due to being in premium. So I saw this early in the week, and luckily I didn't trade because, as I said, it still looks blurry, and we're still in the premium. We see that we are in a daily fair value gap after taking out previous lows. However, the daily volume balance is becoming more high probability early in the week. See the volume imbalance, and it was actually high probability in this case because it did tap into that during the Tuesday session. And to conclude, we may see a quick move up early in the week. If not, we may see a tap into the volume imbalance, which is for the 50% area of for a further move up. So it tapped into the 50% area. I'm pretty sure this orange line is 0.5. That's the 50% area, and it just rocketed up, I guess. Let's actually remove this one because that one is less important. Yes. 0.5 right there, bang, and then it went up. So yeah, on a daily, we see that the price has tapped into the discount area and has already, which makes the daily fair value gap above the volume imbalance to be high probability. So yeah, but it did tap into that 50% area more. So I need to keep in mind to have this Notion Sunday roadmap up as I trade. To ingrain it in my head, I guess. So yeah, basically my bias was bullish to take out these nearby highs, and it did exactly that. And now we just get onto the Sunday roadmap now. Always looking at the Monday. So I like to take a screenshot of this, but as of right now, since I'm recording, I can't take a screenshot. But Monday, we have no news. Is this the right? Yeah, it is the right one. Sunday, 7. Yep. So daylight savings is occurring now for USD, so have to watch out for that. Monday, no news. So, and we had a big move on the daily, actually, I think. I'm expecting a retracement during Monday, like around this level. Let's remove everything because we're gonna draw again anyway. Just make it clearer. Yep. So Monday, no news. No news. Be aware. It can still be a trading day, but just be careful on that day, I guess. It's not going to be high probability since our trend is to go up. Back to Tuesday, we have orange folders, and actually Monday can be, I think this is a NFP on a Tuesday, but there's a lot of news drivers, so I think these 2 days are going to be high probability right here. This is not the real NFP. This is the real NFP right here. I'm pretty sure. What's it called? Yup, non-farm payrolls right there. So this is the real one on Friday. So these 3 days can be the main drivers. So be aware. I'm thinking this is more of a no trade day, and then mark these as trading days. Let's have a look. So tentative for the unemployment claims. GBP looks valid to me. Sounds very valid. So I'm gonna mark this. It's a tentative news, but it's fine. So I'm gonna mark this as beware also. Day before NFP and unemployment claims tentative, and I'll mark Tuesday as orange news drivers, and then so if anything, I would bet on these to be the high probability days, Tuesday and Wednesday. And also be aware, I can still trade on this day, but it is NFP. I'll trade after NFP. Trade after NFP. Okay, now that we have those, we marked out Tuesday and Wednesday as our high probability days. Monday, no news. Be aware, but there is a 12:30 a.m. news on Tuesday, so maybe that could affect it a little bit, but I wouldn't bet on it, and I'd more likely just ignore Monday for the next week. And yeah, so moving on to the charts, we look at 3M and monthly, so go and move on to that. Change up the chart just to make it look a little bit nicer. Let's remove some of this. Okay. Oh fuck. Okay, again, mark this same thing out from last week. So 3M. High time frame gap. 3M. Okay, like that. And we are also in a breaker block right there. 3M. Fair value gap. 3M. Breaker block. And a 1 month breaker block. Just this one right here. I might actually extend this out a little bit down. And move it along here, because we don't gonna. That's next year. And yep. Why did I say BB for that month? And that's what we're looking at. Copy that image. And then I'll just write down my thoughts. Um, 3 month, we are in. So this actually, yeah. This is a better image because it shows me the discount, premium discount, and we are in the discount as far as 3M. We are in a discount, and 3M FBG, along with monthly breaker block with a liquidity sweep. I'm expecting. It is a new month, so 1st of November, pretty much 3rd of November. Since it is a new month, I'm expecting early week price. Since it is a new month, I'm expecting to price actions, either price dumps, creating manipulation of the monthly candle, or price moves up to monthly BB and 3M FVG to continue dumping for the rest of the month. That is still pretty far-fetched, but those are my two scenarios that I'm expecting. So either go up early in the month and then dump, or dump early in the month and then move up and then play around this area. So we'll just see how the price reacts off of these levels. Moving on to the weekly and daily. Also, I need to talk about discount. Weekly and daily now. Weekly, daily. Okay, again, I like this. I truly think that we're gonna raid this area here. It's so close to the point that I think that the first scenario for the first one will be the one that will come true, because the price is just right there, like the liquidity. But we will see how price moves on. And let me just do that weekly high. And I guess a supportive, it's not even that good. I mean, it's not that clean, I guess, but it is still a breaker block or a order block right there. As far as the daily, we have this It is a little bit noisy right now, but a lot of these might be removed early in the week, especially after Monday, because it will get a clear picture of what Price wants to do early in the week. And I also want to point out the FVGs that are being respected, as it supports my idea of bullishness as well. So yeah, if anything, as far as the lower time frames, there's not much to go off of. So I actually think this weekly might be erased early in the week, like Monday consolidation and Tuesday, but we will see. Long from here, and these are just speculations. I won't actually enter from this area, but it's just a good indicator of what I wanted to do, so I don't forget. But yeah, it's looking good for longs. Again, I'll write down my thoughts. Since I already wrote down, I talked about my thoughts just then, I'm gonna quickly write it down so I don't have to keep this video very long. Okay, so this is what I just quickly wrote down. Weekly closed very bullish. I am expecting a small retracement in the weekly for a further push up in the nearby weekly liquidity and ultimately into the 3-month fair value gap. The daily chart is supporting my ideas as FVGs and breaker blocks are being respected. I'm predicting price will tap into the daily fair value gap right here and move up hopefully on Tuesday rather than Monday, as I said, because these are my high probability days according to news. And then now moving on to the 4-hour and the 1 hour. 1 hour here, 4 hour here. As far as the 4 hour, we do have a lot to go off of. See the daily. I like this range better. Yeah, it's too close. Like, I'd rather the price go down here. Actually, let's retake that photo. Let's retake that photo because I want to include this Fibonacci levels here, because I feel like it is important, especially on the daily levels. So I don't think this will be high probability, this area right here. I want a sharper drawdown first and then go up. So we'll replace this image, and I'm gonna add that into my analysis as well. Furthermore, I want to have a stronger conviction. I want price to go into discount in the daily fib levels as the above FVG is still in premium. Okay, moving on. Why did it just disappear again? Do I have this level for the 4 hour? This could be a really strong area as well. Sorry, I'm not talking much. High time frame gap for the 4 hour and 1 hour. We have, I'll walk you through it. So this is the daily Fibonacci. Basically in a 4 hour Fibonacci. We may trade off of this level first. If it fails, we may have to just wait for it to go back down here. Yeah. For the 4 hour to the highest probability with the most conviction. I want price to go below the 4 hour fib, 50% fib, and trade off the 4 hour BB, OB, and Fiji. Tuesday and Wednesday are my high prob days. Yep, so that's the Sunday roadmap. Basically what I do every week, every Sunday, just to, I guess, prepare for the next week, and to also just have a plan for it and know which days that I will trade the most and which days I will consider as the days that I actually shoot my shot, instead of shooting my shots here, losing all my ammo, and then going to the day that you actually see your target. I'd rather do it on the day where I'll see my target, you know what I mean? But yeah, hope you guys enjoy. You guys take care.